Today I'd like to share with you my new Springfield TRP pistol. This is a 1911 made by Springfield. It is one of their higher end models, not the top. They have their pro or professional model, if you will. But for a production gun, this one's really nice. Thought I'd run through a couple features to you before I put the camera on tripod. You can see the TRP there. The camera will focus. Got fully adjustable rear sights, windage and elevation. Aluminum match grade trigger. Stainless steel barrel. Custom grips. Say zombie response team. Had to do that for fun. No real purpose, I guess you would say, but who am I kidding? We buy these guns to have fun, right? We don't just buy these guns to use as a practical purpose. I mean, that's the primary purpose, but you gotta have a little fun with these things too. Of course, standard battery arms, cocked and locked. When I start handling a pistol, I'll do a safety check for you folks. In the back there is a 8-round magazine pouch, or 8 magazine pouch, I should say. Those are all 8-rounders there. Actually, the two on the right are 7-rounders that came with the gun. So anyways, let me get the camera on a tripod and we'll get this review going. There's my dog. He apparently likes it too. Hello again, YouTube. Now I got the camera on the tripod. I thought I would handle the gun a little bit and show you guys a little bit more of the features and why I personally bought this gun. Like I said on my channel, I like to bring things to the table that and discuss how they may or may not be right for you from a money standpoint. For me, this particular gun is the Springfield TRP 1911, and it was not cheap. I spent about $1,400 on it, and at first I thought that was just way too much money. Couldn't justify it, and then I got thinking, I'm gonna buy a GI model. I'm not going to be happy with it. I'm going to want to spend more money and upgrade it. And it costs more money to do upgrades, like the front checkering, fully adjustable sights, night sights, match grade trigger, match grade barrel. All these things cost money. Ambidextrous safeties. So I decided, rather than buying a basic gun and trying to do upgrades to it, I'd go ahead and go get a good gun from the get-go. I'd have the better fit and finish, I'd have the features I wanted, and I wouldn't have to mess with it. In the end, this saved me personally more money, because I would have ended up spending $800 for this basic model. Then I would have ended up spending $1,000 on upgrades, or being unhappy with that gun, getting rid of it, buying a $1,000 gun like a Springfield loaded, maybe being happy with it, maybe not, maybe doing some upgrades, dumping more money into it. Next thing you know, the $800 for the first gun, $1,000 for the second gun, plus upgrades, you're at $2,000 plus dollars. I figured I would just spend the $1,400 up front and get the gun I really wanted. I had to save a couple extra months for this, but in the end I think it was worth it. I have other firearms that you'll see in future videos that serve my basic needs, such as hiking and stuff like that. This is my range gun, my for fun gun, my nightstand gun, which is why there's a light on it. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and pick this gun up. I'm going to take the light off so you can see the gun a little bit better. So let's do a quick safety check. As you can see, gun's cocked and locked in safe condition. There's no magazine. Safety off. Chamber is empty. So no worries. I'm going to go ahead and pull the light off here so you can see the gun a little better. So let's look at some of the features of this gun. So with this, you get the extended beaver tail, which a lot of people like. I actually do like it because when I grip the firearm like this, with other guns I have had chunks taken out of the back of my thumb. So this is nice because I can actually grip it with a nice high proper grip for shooting, and minimize the muzzle recoil and everything. So that's great. I really like that high beaver tail. I wasn't sold at first, but after shooting a couple thousand rounds through it, I'm very happy with it. Got fully adjustable sights. Here's kind of a shot down the center for you there. Like I said, I shoot this at the range quite a bit. Fully adjustable sights was really important to me because I want to be able to adjust it, get it dead nuts on center, not have to compensate for it. If it was just a basic defense gun that I only shot once in a while, I'd be okay with just standard sights, Novak sights probably, but you know, the fully adjustable sights wouldn't be as important to me. But in this particular one, I plan to use it quite a bit. I went ahead with fully adjustable sights. Something else I'd like to mention, this is not a safe queen. I do not lock this thing up and never use it. I do not lock it up and never look at it. Like I said earlier, I have a couple thousand rounds through this gun, and I tend to put 10, 20,000 more rounds through this gun. I bought this gun with the intent to use it. I don't think you should ever spend any money if you're not going to use what you're going to buy. Money is only well spent if you use the tools you buy. That's a very strong philosophy of mine. I see people who buy really nice vehicles or really nice guns and they never use them. That's a waste of money. Things will only lose value over time. So use them, enjoy them. That's why we buy things, that's why we work. So back to the gun. You can see the rear mainspring housing here is checkered, 20 lines per inch. The front mainspring housing here is checkered, 20 lines per inch. Some people argue that's not enough, that the 20 lines per inch is inferior to other brands such as Kimber, who have 30 lines per inch. I can tell you, I have shot both pistols. I've shot several different Kimbers. I've shot several different Springfields. I've shot some with the smooth housing up front here. I actually like the 20 lines per inch, especially in cold weather when you might be shooting with gloves. I find with gloves, that 20 lines per inch is much nicer. It grips better. You don't slip with gloves on your hand. Kimber's 30 lines per inch doesn't have the same bite. It's not as rough on the hand. I would compare this best to a weightlifting bar. The aggressive knurling on a weightlifting bar. That's very similar to what this gun feels like, and I like that feeling. If you don't ever plan to shoot in cold weather and you like a little bit softer feel, I would go with 30 lines per inch personally, such as like what Kimber carries. I'm not saying Kimber has a better product because of the 30 lines per inch. It's just a really matter of personal preference. I like 20 lines per inch. 30 lines per inch is better than nothing at all personally. But heck, 1911, you can't really complain. They're all nice. That's why we continue to use them after 100 years. The trigger on this, it's nice and clean. It breaks very crisply. That's something Springfield got right. I really do like the trigger on this pistol. I can say the same for a lot of other pistols though, so I wouldn't make that my selling point. I think most good guns these days have nice triggers in the 1911 series. The design's been around for 100 years. People have it figured out for the most part. Like I said earlier, I have a couple thousand rounds to this. I guess I should talk to reliability of this pistol. This pistol has been 100% reliable with factory ammo. Now I do have some friends who reload, and I have shot some reloaded ammo through this pistol. And I have had a little trouble with some of the reloaded ammo that is not very heavy in the loading. In other words, the powder is a little light, people trying to save materials. That is the only time I've had trouble, and I had two batches actually from the same guy that had some problems, and he admitted he loads his guns light, or his ammunition light for his Glocks and whatnot that can take it. The 1911, you're probably better off using a slightly heavier load, especially this one. The main reason I got this gun over many other guns is the light rail here. You saw I had the light attached to it earlier. The nice thing about light rail is you can choose to use it or you can choose not to use it. I'm actually surprised a lot of guns don't have this feature. The light rail is a nice option. You don't have to use it. Like when I bought this gun, I did not own a gun light. I have several guns that have rails on them, so I decided to go ahead and get a gun light, and it's nice that I can put it on here. Like I said earlier, this is now my bedside gun, so having a light is nice. You should never, ever fire on a target unless you can clearly identify what you're firing at. And a light can mean the difference between life and death when you're trying to figure out a situation in your home or in your yard. So I strongly encourage you, even if you don't currently have a gun light, go ahead and get a gun that has a rail on it. You might need it in the future. And again, back to what I was saying about saving money. Why would you want to buy a gun and then want to put a light on it in the future and have to replace the gun. Always keep your options open. Flexibility is key. I don't have too much more to say about this gun. I've been very happy with it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me in the comments. Like I said, I've shot this gun quite a bit. I've shot several different Kimbers. I've shot a bunch of Springfields. I've shot some Colts. I haven't shot any of the Rock Island Armories or some of those. I hope to in the future though. So, you know, go ahead and give me what you think. Again, like I said, I'll post a link in the description for where you can get these grips or custom-made grips if you'd like. The holster I just got at the local sporting goods store. And I highly recommend the Surefire 300X flashlight for the gun. That is a great light. I've been very happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one.